Hey there, Braves Country. Welcome to another episode of Braves Country Convos. I am Jori Palmer, Senior Director of Marketing and Advertising here at the Braves, joined alongside Lauren Sod. And Lauren, it's just us today.
It is. I'm excited though. I feel like we
Yeah,
don't get to do this a lot. We did our first episode, just us two, but we're gonna go into a bunch of really fun topics, and I hope you guys are ready to hear all things marketing, which I'm glad that we're doing this because I even saw a couple of new ticket packages that I had to double check and make sure, like, okay, is this real? Like, is this really coming from the Braves? Because there's some really cool ones
there
coming this
are.
summer.
There are. Yes. Yes. So at the time of this filming, we are late May. So it's been officially 2 full months of baseball here at Truist Park and across the country as well. So it's been a really fun 2 months. And I was just, spending this weekend thinking about like just reflecting back and kind of what has really stood out to me. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought I wanted to hear what stood out to you too.
Yeah.
So as you look back, and especially being in the studio recently for BravesVision and covering like 2 months into baseball, what are you thinking about this team?
I just think it's so cool how, and I feel like a broken record because I'm pretty sure I've said this on the show too, but the team is just firing on all cylinders. Like everything looks complete, everything is so put together. And it's just really fun to see, especially after last season. Like I started working for the Braves in 2023. That was obviously an incredible season. 2024 was also really, really fun. And then things kind of dropped off a little bit last year. Things were still exciting with the All-Star game. And yeah, this season you're just seeing we're not even at full strength yet. I feel like that's like kind of like the main story and the main takeaway is just it's been so much fun seeing guys like Mauricio Dubon and Dominic Smith who like I didn't really know those names in spring training and now we're saying them night after night. But that's kind
Hmm.
of, yeah, for me, just like the overall factor of just how everything's just going so well in every phase of the game. But what about you? What stood out to
Yeah,
you?
I totally agree. And if you remember back to spring training, we all kind of got there, and then AJ Smith Shawver went down, and Hurston Waldrop went down, and that was just two of the
Mm-hmm.
guys. There were more injuries to come. And I remember thinking like, "Oh no, is this going to be like last season?" Because it started on such a similar note. And then like you mentioned, I mean, we started 0-7 last year and just never really could come back from that.
Yeah.
But I think in just like, not being around the team all the time, but I think Walt Weiss has really infused an energy
Mm-hmm.
into the club. I think the new coaching staff, from first base to third base coach to bench coach and everybody in between has had a really positive energy, and they just seem like they're having fun.
Yeah.
Like they just go out there and have fun. So that's been like that's just such a breath of fresh air to just come out of the gate so hot, even given the injuries that we've had. And then, for Drake Baldwin, a guy who won Rookie of the Year last year, like that's a lot of pressure. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody thought, okay, like he'll have another Rookie of the Year type season. But I'll be gosh darned if that guy isn't just on fire.
Well,
Like,
and he's just so deserving of it too. He's such a great
yes.
guy. I know we've talked about this, but I helped him buy a house in the off season. So, I know him on an off the field kind of level, and he is just so deserving. So just like puts his head down, wants to work hard. So obviously it makes me so happy to see him having such a good season.
I know. I know. Same here.
It was funny what you kind of brought up about spring training when we had, all those pitchers go down. Spencer Strider was one of them too. I remember Jake, my husband, saying to me, like, well, it's like I appreciate the passionate baseball fans, but like y'all, it's such a long season. Like we
Yes.
get so bent out of shape over any little thing that happens. And he's like, oh my God, the pitching. I'm like, babe, it's all gonna work out. Like it's all gonna be fine. I feel like obviously that's easy for me to say, someone that gets to focus on the fun part of working in baseball, but I'm like, it's all good. And I'm like, look where we are now. Like
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah.
No
It's
need
so true.
stress.
It's a long season. It takes so many arms to contribute, especially at the
Mm-hmm.
pitching position. And then think about it. I was talking about this with somebody in the office recently, but we're 2 months into the season and we've used 5 catchers so far. Obviously, Drake
Wow.
has had the most time behind the
Yeah.
plate, especially before he had the IL, but 5 catchers because you had Jonah Heim, Sean Murphy came back. We've got Chadwick Tromp rotating now.
Sandy.
Sandy, Thank
Yeah.
you, Sandy Leon.
And
So
Chadwick Trump, he is another
they're all
just like
contributing.
amazing guy. And one part I miss about not doing in-game hosting anymore is I don't get to go in the clubhouse and do interviews anymore. And that was like my big chance to really get to know the guys. And we were almost never talking about anything that was going on the field. That's what the other media is for. I wanted them to have a chance to relax a little bit. Like, let me hear about your family. Tell me about what your childhood dreams were. So those are the kind of conversations that I would get to have in the clubhouse a lot. And I talked to Chadwick Trump, I think it was 2 seasons ago. I feel like I was interviewing him like every other day. He's another guy who I'm like,
Yes.
man, like just so great seeing him have so much success. And I hope he gets some more time up
I
here.
know.
I'd
You
love
can
to see
tell
him be more permanent fixture.
You can tell he does not take it for granted.
Yeah.
Every game up here for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, man, and I don't know how much you guys know about my background, but I worked for the Orioles. So when he went to the Orioles for a little bit, and I was like, good luck in Baltimore. So it's just so fun. I feel like the Braves are a team that, we kind of send guys away, but they kind of keep coming back around.
Yeah.
That happens frequently for us. So he was
Yeah.
a name that I was really happy to see come back.
Yeah. Well, if the next 2 months or anything like the first 2 months, like we're in for such a treat. I think this is a special team.
Yeah.
My boss, Greg, on our like marketing text message, like every night is like, this is a special team. Like we're like, yes,
I
it
feel
is.
like Greg loves like the late text. Like
loves
he's
a good,
texting
loves
at
a
all
good
hours.
late night text. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. So
That's funny.
all right, Lauren, this is May, so you've spent at least 7 nights in the BravesVision.
Maybe eight. And I'm gonna give myself that extra one because we're doing it really pregnant.
That's
so I'm gonna give myself my credit where it's due.
Yeah,
I think it's been 8.
Every pregame show counts as like a show and a half when you're that pregnant. But yeah, so you've been behind the desk for Braves on Deck, which is our pregame show on BravesVision, followed by the Braves postgame show. And I think you've been with Peter Moylan all 8 games,
Yes,
right?
I have, my buddy Pete.
Yeah. So how's that been?
Oh my gosh, so much fun. I mean, they kind of came up last minute. There's just some moving pieces with Nick doing some radio. So I never thought in a million years, which I don't know why, because when I got called upon to do some games last season, they kind of came up last minute in July. And, you and I talk about this a lot. That's where I would love to be full time and love to do more shows there. And nobody asked me to, fill in or anything coming into the season. So I was kind of like, okay, like, we've got the podcast. I'll just focus on that. And then I got a call a couple of weeks ago that Nick was doing some radio. So I got really excited. I feel like it's a little bit of a sick joke that I have to go on TV this pregnant.
But you make it look amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I kind of forget I'm pregnant while I'm up there. So it's been a nice change of pace and just more on the plate to keep busy until baby decides it wants to come out.
Yeah.
But it's been a ton of fun, and I have to brag on the BravesVision crew, just because everyone's been so amazing and wonderful, and I feel totally taken care of. And I appreciate them letting this pregnant lady get some airtime.
Yes. Well, you and Peter do a fantastic job. I mean, it seems like he would be just really easy to keep the banter going with, just based on what we know. So
yeah.
Will we look forward to hopefully seeing you more in the second half?
To get a few more. I've worked with Pete for all of them. He's a ton of fun. I know we might see Charlie later this season.
Right. Yep. He's great.
Well. So I'm excited to kind of see, who else gets the opportunity. Paul Bird has been so much fun to watch on the broadcast lately.
It's great
He's
to
insane.
have him back. Yes. Yes.
So I hope I wouldn't mind some desk time with him too. That'd be pretty fun.
Well, yeah, if you're watching this podcast or listening to it, make sure you're checking out BravesVision. That's where over 140 games are going to be this season. Obviously, we've already had a handful of them. We've also got our Braves.tv streaming option too. So if you don't have cable or satellite, just go straight to download Braves.tv. You can get a monthly subscription, or you can buy the rest of the season. So it's pretty cool. And we get a lot more kind of ownership and control over the marketing and the production. And that's been really fun too. Just being able to be more creative with the broadcast and saying like, Brandon and CJ, hey, we're going to send up this bobblehead into the booth for you guys to talk about tonight, or, Wiley, have him go do things. So it's nice to have kind of a white slate to just brainstorm and throw things out there, and credit to Gretchen and her team and, Brandon and CJ who I don't think they've said no to anything we've asked them to do so far this year. So we're super grateful. And it just makes your job a lot fun when you have that kind of extension
Mhm.
of marketing and like another way to promote not just how great this team is, but just the cool stuff that we get to do, whether it's kids activities or gate giveaways or our community and foundation team doing awesome work. It's nice to have the broadcast be an extension of all of those things too.
And BravesVision obviously came together pretty quickly to start this
Very
season.
quickly.
So I'm so excited to
Yes.
see, there's a lot of talk about some new ideas and different things like that. So I'm really excited to see kind of where you guys go from here and what else you have to add.
Yeah, we're, already
I don't know
thinking
how much you
through.
can share
not
right now.
not a lot,
I'm not
but
trying to put you on
no,
the
no, no.
spot.
No, you're right. I mean, I think that's what I get excited about too, is just kind of thinking what kind of other programming can we
Yeah.
put out there besides, Braves on Deck, the show and the postgame show. So again, that's another just like white slate where as long as we've got the time and the resources, like I think we can do some really cool stuff in the
Oh,
future on Braves
I am
Vision.
someone that keeps pushing. I'm like, let's bring food segments onto the on deck show. And speaking of food, there's a lot of new food around the ballpark that I have not gotten to try this season because I'm not in my same role anymore. And I think I've been to one, maybe two games this season.
As a
Again,
fan, yeah.
yes, again, very pregnant. So like I'm just finding the quickest, which like a soft pretzel, like that is always my jam. So that's been the craving as of late. But have you gotten to try any of the new food around the ballpark?
Yes. So normally what I do is when we have day games, I'll walk around and try, a new food element that we have. But actually
Ooh.
this past Sunday, we had a food influencer here with us. His name is Ben Palmer. So his
Are you
channel,
guys related?
we're not actually no relation, which is kind of surprising. Yeah. He's down in McDonough, excuse me. And yeah, his handle is Grill This, Smoke That. It's kind of like a grill master.
Oh, cool.
So we worked with Delaware North, who is our concessionaire, just to put together like a really cool little food tour. So we started at
Fun.
section 113 and got to try the Bat Flip Burger. That's that huge one. It's probably as big as my head. It's like
You're gonna have to explain all these to me
this
because
is
I have
7 inches tall, double patty,
Ooh,
2 fried eggs,
yum.
brisket, this sauce, lettuce, tomato.
Oh my
I mean, it's like
gosh.
this tall and
Delicious.
about as wide as my face. So
I'm
Ben
getting
tried
so
to
hungry
Ben
thinking
tried to
about
have
that.
that or try that, and I was like, I don't even know how you even attempt that, but he just like smashed it down and went after it, and he got to kind of interview one of our executive chefs, Chef Jacu, about it.
Yes.
So I had a little bite of that. That was really good. But the next thing we tried was the baffle. So it's like a potato bun with brisket in it and like this kind of truffle cheese sauce, and then you put it in
Ooh,
this.
kind of like a queso-ish?
Yes, kind of
Okay.
like that, like a creamy
Yum.
sauce, and then you put it in this like panini kind of donut looking thing, and it
Ooh.
smashes it down. I can't even describe it. It kind of looks like a UFO. Like the edges are really flat, and then it's like poofy in the middle.
Yum.
Um, that was really, really good.
Oh, this
That
makes me so sad because I used to be like the queen of like,
you
I know what
did.
section it's at. I know the name of it. Like, I know everything that's going on. Now I'm like, I haven't even heard of these. It makes me sad.
We put out a press release at the beginning of the year of like kind of all the new
Yeah.
food options. So I've been working my way through them and trying them. So I got to knock out those two. So I'd highly recommend the baffle.
Okay.
Also at section 113, I think. And then in the suite level, if you ever get the opportunity to kind of come into the suites in the Xfinity Club, I think in the Champions Clubs too, but they have this, it's called a field of meats. And it's this massive platter of Kanekya sausage, like smoked
Ooh.
sausage, ribs, pulled pork, brisket, and then like the house-made pickled chips and pickled onions. I worked my way through that one a lot too. That was really good. I ended up taking some of that home to feed my children.
Yum.
Um,
I'm sure they were pumped.
that was just like that was a feast. So that was really fun on Sunday to be able to do that. So definitely check all those out. There's a lot of great stuff though.
Yeah.
We just do a really good job here of, having the classics, but then also thinking of just some other fun kind of spins on classic ballpark food and kind of elevating it. So
And they usually add like a southern flair into things too, which I
yeah,
really like.
there's
So,
like pimento cheese on some
oh
things.
yeah.
The nachos are really good. I always hear about the nachos from fans
They're
too.
like this big too.
They're large and in charge, and they're
A
delicious.
nice little carrying case. I know I'm gonna make it my mission. I want to bring the baby to a game in September when things like cool off a little
Yes.
bit, but I gotta try some of these food items
You do.
before
We'll
they
get you
might
set up.
disappear by next year.
Yeah.
But we kind of teased to it earlier in the show too. So many giveaways, a lot of fun coming our way. I already can't believe we're toward the end of May. I don't know when this episode's coming out, but we have to talk about you are just the master. I used to be master of all things food. Well, now, Jori has always been the master of all things marketing. You know the fun giveaways, the fun events coming to Truist Park. I mean, where should we start? Should we talk about some bobbleheads, some giveaways? What's going on in June?
Yeah, let's talk about Slide into Summer. That is our big campaign that we've done the past few years to officially usher in summer. So we kind of start that right once when school gets out. So in Fulton and Cobb and a lot of counties, school got out last week on the 21st. Next week is June, so the team comes back. We've got the Toronto Blue Jays and Pittsburgh Pirates coming to town. So we really wanted to make that homestand feel like there's something going on every day. So I'm really excited about this one. To kick off the homestand on June 2nd, we've got our David Justice bobblehead. So this is the first one in our alumni bobblehead series that we're doing. So I believe David's going to be here too.
Fun.
We always let the guys know and kind of get their permission. A lot of the alumni,
hey, we're celebrating you tonight. Do you want to come see
celebrating
your bobblehead?
you? So this bobblehead kind of is a nod to his Game 6, 1995 World Series home run. And so we put together a fun little content piece for that. And then the next day is also going to be really awesome. That's going to be the first of our crossover jersey series. So that's the Drake Baldwin hockey jersey.
That's my favorite one too.
Yes,
you're going to have to snag that one.
It almost didn't make the cut because we had basketball, football, and baseball. No, sorry, basketball, football, and soccer.
Yeah.
And then my boss, who's like from Massachusetts, originally, or maybe Connecticut, I can't ever remember. Sorry, Greg.
Something
Greg.
up north there.
Somewhere down. He said where people are way nicer down here. That's all I know. He's like, you got to do hockey. And we were like, I don't know. We don't even have a hockey team, a pro team here. And so we, at the last minute, included that one.
I love it.
I think I have seen the most responses and gotten the most comments about the hockey jersey. Would you agree, Ricky? Ricky's off camera.
I would definitely agree.
He agrees.
It's going to be a hot commodity then.
It is. And we're going to have the Gwinnett Stripers are going to come be involved.
Oh, fun.
There's an independent team in Columbus, Georgia that's going to come up. The Nashville Predators, like Nash, their mascot's going to come down. So it'll be a really fun kind of hockey
And hopefully the NHL is like, okay, Atlanta needs hockey again. We messed it up the first time, I know, but let's bring them back. We're going to put them in Alpharetta. It'll be great.
I think it'll be a big hit. So yeah, maybe they'll see. And then Friday, June 5th, we've been doing our Friday theme nights. So that theme night's going to be a summer beach
every
bash.
single homestand we have a Friday theme night?
Pretty much
Western night looked awesome. I was jealous I didn't get to work that. I would have rocked a great Western outfit. Well, maybe not this pregnant.
And the cowboy hats, they looked so good on TV when everybody's wearing them. So we'll do the next one. It'll be like a summer beach bash. So think kind of beachy vibes.
Hawaiian shirts, maybe sort of.
Beach Boys music out in the plaza, just really getting people excited.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. We're about to round out this first homestand. Saturday.
So these are all a part of one homestand.
One homestand. Yeah, we're still in the first
one.
So
you're not kidding about we're really sliding in the summer. You're keeping things excited for everybody. So no one's going to be bored in Metro Atlanta this summer.
No. You'll think this is really cool, Lauren, because you know a lot about our foundation and the great work that they do. So Saturday, June 6th, we're going to do our first ever Braves Foundation Day. So this is going to be where we really highlight the 50-50 raffle and kind of what that money goes to. You can play 50-50 here in the ballpark, obviously. You can buy a ticket, kind of a different monetary denominations, but you can also play anywhere in Georgia. You can just scan the QR code, play anywhere in Georgia. So we're really going to highlight the great work that our foundation does, not just in Metro Atlanta, not just in Georgia, but all across Braves Country too. So people kind of forget that we're sending teams out there, we're refurbishing fields in Tennessee and Alabama and, sending supplies up to Asheville that got ravaged by the storms. And so that's going to be a really special game. And the broadcast BravesVision is going to do a really good job at kind of telling those stories and helping fans like realize like the really tremendous work that the foundation does. So I'm excited about that one.
That's awesome because we highlight them a lot in the On Deck show, but I feel like not a lot of people know about the Atlanta Braves Foundation. And that's something else I used to be an expert at. It's just all the different like fundraisers they would do. So that'll be awesome to get the fans just a closer look at that. And that was definitely something that was very needed.
Yes. And then we'll round it out on June 7th. It's our next Kids Club Day. June 7th, also known as 6-7.
My gosh.
I had to.
Oh,
my kids are like,
your kids are dying right now.
They're like, Mom, that's not even cool. No one says that anymore.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
we're not letting it die. If I had to listen to it for months, now you get to listen to it for months. But it is 6-7, so come join us.
I can't with that.
We have our kids soccer jersey giveaway. So kind of just on the heels of the World Cup coming to town. And then it's a Kids Club Day. So we have it's called a hat patch bar. Or no, I shouldn't say bar for kids, cart, essentially. So you can get like a blank hat, kind of like a trucker hat. And there's all these different patches, like baseball, softball themed patches. There's numbers. And so you can kind of design your own and then they heat press them on there. So
that's going to be for that game on June 7th. Yeah. Oh, I've done that before. I did it in Savannah with a trucker hat. So that will be super fun and really cool for the kids to do.
We're excited about that. And then of course you have like kids run the bases and all that fun stuff. So all that gets us through our first homestand in June as we slide into summer.
I mean, come on. There's just no reason not to be able to make it at least to one of those.
Yeah, come on out.
I'll be like
for
38
one.
weeks pregnant, but we'll see. We'll
try. Get you a wheelchair.
There's no better place for your water to break than Truist Park. So
plenty of people ready to help.
My brother-in-law, Luke, was joking that if I go into labor at something Braves related, whether it's on BravesVision, then I have to name the baby Ronald Acuña Jr. Sod, which that makes me giggle every time.
That's amazing.
Well, Jori, lately we've had some country guests because we've got Braves Country Fest coming up soon. So give us, I'm probably most likely not going to be able to be here, but give the fans, what's some more information they need to know about what's coming that way.
Yeah, so there's not many tickets left for Braves Country Fest on June 13th. If you haven't gotten them yet, please go ahead and do that. It's going to be really, really fun. Here's what I can tell you, and here's why I think this will be different than your standard kind of just concert that happens in a ballpark. So we're truly fusing country music and Braves elements. So, inside the stadium, we've got Mackenzie Carpenter will kick it off, who we had on the show a couple episodes ago.
If you haven't listened, go listen because her and her husband were so much fun. And we could have talked them for 3 hours.
We really could have. And then ERNEST, who's got a lot of hit songs, writes a lot for Morgan Wallen, and some others. Ella Langley, who's probably like one of the biggest stars in the world right now, and Cody Johnson, headlining. So like he's having a moment. But here's what's really cool. They have to kind of take some time to reset in between acts. So we thought it would be really fun to kind of bring some of the Braves game elements in between. So maybe you'll see a hat shuffle. Like maybe you'll see just a lot of the different kind of elements that you see on a Braves game day to keep people entertained in between those breaks. Like we're going to have Blooper there. He'll be doing some stuff.
And what time does the concert start?
So actually out in the plaza, we've got 3 up and coming acts. So that's Scoot Teasley, who we talked to last week.
He was also wonderful.
Such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
We've got Colton Bolin and Zach John King. That should be getting started, I want to say around like 2:00. And then there'll be the 3 acts out there. Gates will open and then fans can come in and see the inside acts. But
so these are like Darty vibes. Like it's going to be a whole day of
It's
fun
a whole hootenanny situation.
I'm so jealous.
Jeffrey Schmidt on our fan experience team, who does a tremendous job, is going to build out a kind of honky tonk alley. So this is kind of like our fan fest. There's going to be a lot of fun activations and events and things for you to do. We've got partners from Wrangler, Coors Banquet that's going to be set up. We'll have our Braves Country road trip there for fans to interact with. So definitely come on out.
So it sounds like even if you don't have tickets, the Battery is still going to be the place
I would definitely recommend.
Okay.
yeah, come on out, experience the Battery. If you can't get a ticket inside, you'll still get to see 3 really amazing acts at the Georgia Power Pavilion stage out in the plaza. And then hopefully you do have a ticket and you can come on in and keep the fun going all night long.
That's what I love though about like just what the Braves are able to do here with the Battery around us is like even if you can't go inside, you're not able to, you can't get a ticket. Like there's still so much going on. It's still just such a fun, awesome environment and place to be.
Exactly why we built this, how we built it.
All right, so we talked about some giveaways for that Slide into Summer homestand, which again, there's like one every single game, I think. What
Feels
about
like
the
it.
rest of June? What's coming our way?
Yeah.
Talk about I saw a fun ticket package. We've got a couple
Yes.
ticket packages.
Yes. So the second homestand is not also without some giveaways and some cool ticket packages. So we've got the Ronald Acuña Jr. home run tracker bobblehead. So this one's really cool. I actually should have brought it with me. I didn't think about that. But on the base of it, you remember those you know, like the number combos on a lock where you twist them? So you can, every time he hits a home run, you can keep track and kind of like count his career home runs as
my
you go.
gosh, that's awesome.
That one's really cool. I'm excited to do that one. And then we've got our adult soccer jersey, which is really cool. It's kind of like it's got your Braves colors, but soccer jersey form. It's got the number 26 to kind of represent 2026 and the World Cup. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got 2 really cool new ticket packages from really popular IP. So we've got SpongeBob on June 16th. That's like a really cool kind of t-shirt jersey. And then we've got Toy Story because Toy Story 5 is coming out.
Which I didn't know it was already coming out. I feel like I haven't really seen like a lot of trailers for it. I know there might be an iPad involved. That's I think what the new Toy Story is kind of based off of. Like, yeah, there's like an iPad, so everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, like what is that like device?" Because you know, kids aren't playing with toys as much anymore.
Toys, yeah, that's funny.
But that's a cool one. That's the one I had to make sure. I'm like, wait, is this real life? Because I might have to. I can't go to the game, but like, can I still buy the ticket package?
Yeah. Oh, there it's on the screen right there. Yeah, it's a Buzz Lightyear kind of T-shirt.
That's a cool one.
And we announced it a little later than we wanted to, but it's already selling really well, so I think it'll be really popular.
Any other fun bobbleheads?
Okay, so you might have seen the news last week about Mr. Alan Jackson.
Yes, that one. Yup. That was fun.
That was really, really fun to work on. I mean, I think everybody knows Alan Jackson is a Noonan, Georgia native. He's a Georgia boy. He's got his famous song about the Chattahoochee. And he's a big Braves fan. So we reached out to his camp a while ago to kind of see if he would give us permission to use his name, image, and likeness to build a bobblehead. And we didn't want to make it just any bobblehead. We wanted him sitting on a tube.
It's a great
floating down the Chattahoochee. So
I think I worked the BravesVision pregame and postgame show when we had that announcement come out, and I asked Peter, I'm like, how many times have you heard that song from Turner Field? And he was like, literally millions of times.
It's just such a classic. So we're really excited about that night. We're going to theme out our food truck in the plaza with some of his, just plays on his famous songs and lyrics and some of his favorite foods. He unfortunately isn't able to be with us that night, but we are going to have a special message from him, and we'll have some of his family here too. So it'll still be really special. We're really excited. And then, before that, we announced a couple weeks ago, Jermaine Dupri. So he is also one of the biggest Braves fans I know. And he was like, hey, you gave Ludacris and Usher and Outkast.
He really came to you guys and said that. I love that.
Oh my gosh. He's a fan. So
he's like, I want to get in on the fun.
Yeah. So of course we had to give him his due. I mean, he's done so much in the music industry, especially with his label, So Def. And so we're kind of paying homage to that. And he really helped kind of set the scene here for Atlanta hip hop. So between those two, there may or may not be another one that we'll release within the music series.
Okay, so you kind of heard it here first.
Can't say too much, but make sure you're following Braves socials and getting our emails, and you might know if or when it happens.
And so we've covered all the month of June. As we look for July, I can't believe that we're already going to sit here and talk about this, but the All-Star game, it's going to be in Philly this year. which you know how we feel about
We
that.
do, yeah, yeah.
But kind of what can you tell us from a marketing standpoint? We always have a super fun campaign to get fans excited and get them to vote for our guys to be able to go to the All-Star game. So what can you tell us about this year's campaign?
Yeah, so if you remember years past, we did a kind of rodeo theme, Western theme when it was in Texas. We did our Seattle kind of coffee shop theme when it was in Seattle. And then I think before that was LA. And we did those really fun movie posters and kind of movie trailers with the guys. So I don't want to give away too much, obviously, and voting has not officially been announced or released or anything, but I think the game is in Philadelphia, which was the original capital of the United States. And this is America's 250th birthday. So I think you're going to see a lot of those kind of patriotic elements and themes. So I will say, I guess it makes sense to host it in Philly just this one year.
Fine.
Just
I
this
mean, we
one
hosted
year.
it last year, so it's like
We
good
did.
luck filling
We
those
did.
shoes, Philly.
But yeah, that's kind of like a fun kind of theme and motif to play off of. And this kind of goes back to how we started the episode, but there's so many guys that
Mhm.
are truly deserving of being all-stars this year. Mark Bowman has a good website on a good article on Braves.com where he kind of went into 9 different guys as to why they could legitimately be all-stars. So here's some facts for you.
Spit the
This
facts,
is
Jori.
Lauren and I turning into analysts and statisticians here. But Matt Olson leads first baseman in home runs and runs scored.
Love it.
Don't hate it. Drake Baldwin, obviously, he's currently kind of mending himself on the IL, but he still leads catchers in home runs, which that speaks volumes. Michael Harris, the second, also having a great year, 7th best OPS among NL outfielders. That would be his first time being an all-star too, which
How
I think
has he
is
not
really
been
cool.
an all-star yet?
He's been a rookie of the year. I mean, he's been.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. And of course,
Yeah,
the
this
year
would
he
be his
becomes
first
a
year.
dad, like we got to do it
I
for that
know.
kind of plot line.
He's so fun to watch. Ronald Acuña Jr., we obviously know what he's capable of. And I think the last couple times he's won the overall fan vote for the National League anyway.
Mhm.
So huge fan favorite. Love to see him there. Chris Sale having a tremendous season again. He's
someone
like closest in age to me.
Yeah, Peter and I have had so much fun, or maybe I've had more fun just poking fun at Peter talking about Chris Sale, just because he's like, whatever he is putting in his cereal, like, why couldn't I have that? I might still be playing right now, but like, yeah, just at what he's able to do,
Yeah.
kind of,
He's a
at
freak
his
of
age.
nature.
Can I say that? Is that offensive?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, he's a veteran in this game.
Yes, a
And
vet.
So
yeah.
what he's still able to do at such a high level is incredible. And that would be his 10th time being an all-star.
Wow.
Bryce Elder, I think that's been a really interesting storyline
Yes.
too. There's been a lot of really great reporting from Wiley and the BravesVision team on how he's worked with Greg Maddux in the offseason. And he has really gotten that train back on the tracks, and it is steamrolling people.
Yeah, and he was an all-star a couple years ago.
Right.
And then, through some injuries and just kind of hasn't really been at his best, but that's really been changing this season. So that's another guy who I'm really excited for.
Yeah, and then a couple other pitchers, Raisel Iglesias, Robert Suarez. I didn't realize this. He's second among NL relievers with a 0.81 ERA, which is, I don't know if I've ever seen one that low. And then Dylan Lee. I mean, that guy he comes out night after night, just performs. He's about as steady and constant as can be. We have the same pediatrician, by the way. My pediatrician always talks about how he loves Dylan Lee.
Wait, that's where's your pediatrician?
It's just like near Pill Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm personally asking because I'm going to need a pediatrician.
A couple other.
We might as well let's get the whole Braves crew over there.
I think our head trainer, George Poulos, just kind of like recommends our pediatrician to
That's
anybody
hilarious.
that has a baby.
Yeah,
so.
I was going to say he just had a baby this year too. So we're going to
Yeah,
have some
he
dad
did.
power on our
That was
all-star
his
roster.
third, I think so.
Well, remind me how all-star voting works again.
Yeah, so there will be the phase 1 and the phase 2, and so you get to kind of nominate 9 guys on the ballot. So there's the 8 position players and a DH.
So the Braves will choose who we want to put up for all those different positions. Okay.
Right.
And then it's the fan vote.
And then the fan vote. Yep.
Okay.
And then so there's phase 1, and then the top 3, I believe, at each position. I think outfield is up to 6 because you need 3 of them for the game. We'll then go to the the finals, which is phase 2, and that's a much shorter voting window. And then after that, Major League Baseball announces who the starters will be, who the reserves are, and then fans don't vote on the pitchers, but you always get, obviously we've got some deserving guys. So even though we don't have a pitcher necessarily on the official ballot, I think we'll hopefully get a couple guys in.
So use this as your little all-star appetizer, because we just gave you guys a lot of good information. And of course, you already know we're going to tell you how to vote about 1 million times. We're going to make you do it.
Will.
Every time you're here at Truist Park, we're going to put the codes on the BravesVision board out in center field. So don't worry, you will know how to vote. And you guys have always done such a great job in the past of sending guys to All-Star. I think it was, again, reflect back to my first season with the Braves. We sent so many, and that was such a fun year.
I think that was the year we sent 8.
God, that's
8 players to the All-Star game. And this is Ricky Mast right here. This was one of my favorite tweets or posts. I don't even know if it was on Twitter. Probably was. But there was like a picture of like our 8 guys at the All-Star game. And the quote said like, this year's All-Star game features the AL, the NL, and the Atlanta Braves.
I love that.
We had so many guys there. It was
That's
so
awesome.
cool to see. So hopefully, we're going to put that out there and make it happen again.
Well, Jori, while I've got you here, again, I'm supposed to be having a baby in June. And of course, I'm like, well, I really hope I can still maybe have a fun 4th of July. Like, don't know how I'm going to be feeling afterwards, but maybe there'll be enough time so I'm trying to think of, okay, what are some things that I can do for the 4th of July? Are the Braves home on the 4th of July?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So I'll just give you a very quick highlight. After we slide into summer, our next big campaign is what we're calling Independence Week at Truist Park. So that's going to run June 30th through July 6th, which I'm now realizing is 7-6, the inverse.
I can't entertain that. I can't support it, Jori.
I just realized it. Yeah, that was bad. But yeah, so we're gonna have a massive mega fireworks show on July 4th. We've got a really fun on July 3rd, a 30th anniversary of the 1996 Olympics. So that'll be the fun theme night there. And yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fan experiences and extra things to do. So come to see us in June. Roll it into July.
Am I insane for potentially wanting to maybe bring?
I mean, you might, by that point, you might just want to get out of the house for a few hours and
there's plenty of indoor places with air conditioning.
Yes, we'll set you up with some good seats and make sure you stay nice and cool.
We'll see. Well, man, this was so fun just getting to go through everything. I hope you guys found this helpful. I know, marketing obviously does a great job with social media and email blasts and everything, but it's also good just to obviously sit down with the expert and have you just walk us through everything. And hopefully you guys can be first in line for some of those awesome giveaways that we have coming up this summer.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you to all of our listeners and watchers. And I think I speak on behalf of everyone when I say best of luck to you, Lauren. You've got a couple more weeks till baby boy or girl gets here. And on that note, we wanted to give you just a little baby gift.
Thank you. Aww.
So I'm insisting.
I am not sick of opening presents yet. So
show it off.
Stop. I am going to cry. Oh,
look
so
how
cute.
Sweet.
And it says sad on it. Oh my gosh.
With a 26.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to cry. That is super cute, Jori.
It's a size 12 month. So next summer, baby boy or girl is going to be ready to rock.
I have a shelf in the nursery. It's got like a little blooper doll, and I have a City Connect jersey that I bought on sale last year. So it's last season's City Connect that I got for like $25, I think. But this is just perfect and amazing. And thank you so much.
Of course. Congratulations.
Yeah, you can close all this out while I just cry over here.
Well, thanks again for joining us, everybody. Come out and see us this June and July.